Cheers, COD family, it's your princess. EIS, BXS, Noir, and TFS, there is so much drama going on in the biggest KVK in COD history. Today I have the R5 of EIS, the one and only High King Bad Dog here, and I am very excited to give you some more insights about what happened since this big matchmaking was announced. Stay tuned! Welcome to my new video, and if you like and enjoy my content, make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification that you don't miss out when I share a new video or will go live. The Call of Dragons official Discord is full of drama about our KVK, and I got our High King Bad Dog here on my hot seat, like I call it, and I'm very happy to have the opportunity to ask him all the questions what will probably interesting for the most of you out there. I'm very excited about to hear his perspective and his thoughts about the current drama, so a big warmly welcome to our High King Bad Dog.
Hey, Princess. Nice. Thanks for having me. I'm always happy to meet with some of our most dedicated EIS members and have a chat.
The pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much to having you here today, that you take your time and give us some answers of the questions we all have out there. And I see it all the time ongoing on our world chat. People are active. There is a lot of different thoughts and opinions. And everyone is excited now, maybe to hear the perspective of EIS, of our R5, of our leader. And when I think back the days ago when they announced the matchmaking, we had a big voice chat with a lot of members online. Everyone in EIS was waiting, what is our matchmaking this KVK? And it was announced, it is Noir, TFS, and BXS. And Doug, you as leader from our alliance, what was your initial thoughts and feelings after you saw the KVK matchup?
I was super excited when I saw it. It was kind of how I had planned the whole time and what I had saw, like that we would probably match with the four largest teams, and it would probably be the largest KVK anyone's ever seen. I kept saying that because my suspicions kind of came from when BTR and EDS and all them got thrown together. I just had a feeling they were gonna throw together the strongest teams and make a really big KVK, and that's exactly what happened. So it was really exciting to see because everyone always wants to get involved in those big fights and have a lot of war, and that's what we thought we were getting. So it was exciting.
And after you saw that, and we had that big party ongoing. We had a lot of discussions. Oh my God, that will be exciting. I can totally confirm that everyone was so pumped and excited, and even more hyped that the big alliances are all together. So after that, when you realized that is the matchmaking, what were the first steps after the announcement from the KVK? And what did you do as our main diplomat of EIS?
But yeah, the first steps. I mean, I saw TFS was on our server, right? So I was really excited to go get to fight them because we have a history. It's gone back since we played a couple seasons back when we it's no secret we don't like each other, and so they had been talking about us ever. I mean, we kind of moved on after we won. We kind of beat them, took their undefeated streak, even though they said they were gonna stomp the floor with us, yada yada. There was a bunch of drama. We moved on to our next season. They actually contacted our allies and tried to give them insights on us and help them with their build plans and offered a pilot for them and all sorts of things. So that was interesting, and they kept talking about us on the COD Discord, and so all the way leading up to this matchup, we were ready for a round two, and they talked like they wanted one, so we were happy to try to set one up. So right away, I went ahead and said okay, we'll go straight at TFS. We'll fight TFS right off the bat, right? The number one power server. They have 37 bill power, I believe, in their kingdom, is what Boss Nasty's sheets had said, and we have 31 bill power. So they have the advantage there, but um, I believe in our team and nothing I'm too concerned about, so I'm ready to go at them and get a good fight. So my first thought was, who was all in the server? It was TFS, BXS, and Noir. We have a history with BXS as well. They were also in the KVK with us a couple seasons ago when we worked together to beat TFS and EXG. It was a great season, and we had worked with them the whole way. So we're familiar with them. Uh, but we found out that Noir and BXS hated each other, which we had no clue. Noir had created some superpower Kraken team that they had gotten together. 24 build power in one team. That's a lot of power, a lot of T5, a lot of maxed artifacts, maxed heroes, and a lot of T5 troops. So that was exciting to see because we always like to try to fight. The next big thing, and they're the biggest alliance, and TFS is the biggest server. So we thought we're going to get a lot of good PvP this season. So I had reached out to Satoru, the leader of Noir, to try to talk about how this KVK was going to go because I found out they hated BXS. We don't like TFS. And just kind of get the rundown. I was trying to think of how we could set this up the best way possible to get the most PvP. That was the most fair and fun. That would give everyone, the best PvP to watch because everyone's going to be watching our KVK. So I was trying, and I kind of wanted to fight Noir too, and I wanted to test them, and I wanted to see if we could beat them as well. So I was happy to try to set that up. But so when I reached out to Satoru, we kind of had a conversation. He kind of ignored me some and kind of said like, yeah, we don't know what we want to do. We're going to wait till KVK. Like,
I
I
will
don't know.
share
We'll
it real
figure it
quick
out.
because you shared the screenshot with me. Yes, okay.
Yeah, you
Go
can share the
ahead.
screenshot.
Yeah.
So basically he was kind of like, oh, like, I'll figure it out. Like, we're not going to make any decisions till KVK. And so I kind of left it and was like, okay, I'll let you guys talk to your leadership and figure it out, and we'll talk to ours. Because I was trying to like look at free for all matchups, see like what would make sense. Because I think at first, like, we really hated TFS, they really hated BXS. It made sense. Like, EAS will go fight TFS, you guys go fight BXS. Everyone fights the people they dislike first. And if that wasn't gonna work, like if one of the matchups, like if TFS was scared to fight us, or if BXS didn't want to fight Noir, or whatever the situation was, I was gonna change it to like EIS could fight Noir, and then the loser of that would still be able to go fight the other team, and the other team wouldn't get involved until they at least had their 1v1, and like set up a fun free for all before the final zone, and get everyone the PvP they wanted. But he kind of never really got back to me. I reached out because I heard they had been allies with TFS after he just said they weren't going to make a decision until KVK, pre-KVK was announced. And it turns out like a couple hours after we had that conversation, they had made a non-aggression pact with TFS, which is kind of funny to me because a non-aggression pact, the definition is you're not aggressive towards that team and you don't fight them, but in their non-aggression pact, they had some term where they fight each other in the final zone, which isn't really a non-aggression pact to start with. And then they also had some terms involved. I think they said they were going to, the loser of the final zone fight was going to get help from the winner to take all the other awards on the map, which just sounds like an ally to me. So I'm not quite sure why we're calling this a nap, or whatever gymnastics is happening here. But I just thought it was funny. Tried to set it up that way, but I'm fine with it. I'm confident in EIS. We got the matchup in a 2v2 where it's EIS BXS versus TFS and Noir currently.
Yeah, but I kind of shared a screenshot now from Jason. I mean, we all can remember that when it was announced that everyone was seeing that NAP agreement between TFS and Noir, and I think we got it. I don't know how we got the screenshot. We got it from anywhere, but it was present everywhere in the Call of Dragons Discord too. So.
Oh yeah, they're gonna share it everywhere.
Yeah, but it was not that like it normally typically happens, that a leader talk before to each other, try to balance it out and stuff like that. It was like you tried it, reach out to Noir, and I mean there is some history between Noir and BXS and some history between TFS and EIS. So kind of was your possibility to reach out to Noir, thinking about what are their thoughts and whatever. But then we kind of got a little bit, I would call it surprised, yes, with that screenshot that they do that non-aggression pact because no one
Yeah,
expected
yeah.
it, yeah?
Yeah, they were talking about, 2v1ing servers, 3v1ing servers. They were saying they could fight everybody, which I disagreed with, but I respected the enthusiasm, especially since they put such a strong team together. So I was ready to test out those theories, but they were saying they could fight everybody, they didn't need any allies, they could take on everybody. But then like an hour and a half or 2 hours into the matchmaking, they instantly had this nap agreement, which I would say is just basically an ally, uh, right off the bat. So they kind of flipped their whole script there. So I don't know like if their members felt a different way than their leadership or what happened there, but they were talking like they were going to fight everybody, and I was like, oh, okay, we could get like then they wouldn't mind a free for all if they were going to fight everybody, but they just kind of ignored me, went straight to TFS and made the matchup they have now, which us and BXS have worked together in the past, so we are ready for the challenge. And I still think we have a pretty good chance to win this KVK based on the information I have, and so I'm ready to get some big PvP going and fight.
Yeah, and I think when we also referring to Boss Nasty's video, I mean, big shout out to Boss Nasty that he pull all the data and do that all that stuff that we know exactly how much T5s, how much 100 million plus players are in
Yeah,
there, and I mean, even he said when you look over that and he showed it with based on numbers, yes, there were better options than the matchup we have now, just in relation of the power levels of the 100 million plus players, of the T5 players, that it would have made sense kind of either go for Noir EIS versus TFS BXS, or the other way, TFS and EIS together against BXS and Noir. What is, because of the history, probably a little bit an issue. But at least the other one would have still be a discussion. And I think what you also what I hear out, what you are telling is that you would have wished that there would be some talks, yes, between the leaders and not just okay, yeah, here
yeah. I
here
just
that it
I just
is and
figured
take it, yeah.
um, Yeah, I just figured he wanted to make sure to set himself up with some PvP. I mean, they put that crazy strong team together, and so I thought he'd be very interested in like working out a way like they would get PvP in Zone 2, and like everything would like work out properly instead of but like as soon as they made allies with the top server, we have to do the best strategy for us to win because right off the bat they allied they allied the strongest power kingdom, and they are the strongest alliance in the game. They're actually the rank 3 kingdom in this matchup, and BXS is the worst. So it's the rank 2 kingdom in EIS and the rank 4 kingdom in power in BXS versus Noir and TFS. And I do like our strategy to do so. And TFS was talking a lot more talking and a lot less building towards us. So we had planned to build towards them, and we did so. They didn't build towards us, so it looks like BXS is getting the only fight in Zone 2, and I think Nor's pretty upset they're not getting a fight. But I mean, we offered them a fight, and they weren't really interested in it. And the best strategy for us uh, was to go fight TFS, and TFS wanted it. TFS just was talking shit. We're gonna lock us in Zone 1. That Zone 2's ours. Blah 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 blah. So they made every indication that they were coming to us, and then they built to BXS. So and now Nor's trying to, I think, bait us into coming to fight them, but I mean, we would waste a lot of our alliance resources before our next zone, so that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, kind of at the end. I mean, it was like they had that NAP agreement. Let's call it like they named it, like their NAP an announcement, and
Yeah,
then and
NAP.
then we had this thing that we said, okay, EIS allies with BXS. I mean, they know each other well, as you say, and it was what I see on the since we together with BXS, we have for sure our server where we talk stuff about together. It looks like there's still a pretty good relationship and stuff, and that's good. But I kind of see that also BXS, like EIS, also was open for talks. Yes, I mean that is what at least what I heard and what I was reading.
Uh,
So
from what they told me and from the screenshot he showed me, BXS tried to talk to Nor as well. I don't think any of us ever talked to TFS. To be fair, I never reached out to TFS either. But to also be fair, they made a deal within the first 2 hours of matchmaking. So I never reached out to TFS. TFS never reached out to us. I know there was rumors that, which I think could probably be searched in the COD Discord. I think there's rumors that they talked pre KVK and said if there was some matchup where it was like EIS, BDO, Noir, and TFS, they would ally. So they already had these talks beforehand, and then it's the same matchup except with BXS instead of BDO, and then they decided to make that same ally, I guess.
But when we look at that, what on the numbers that Boss Nasty showed too, just a question because I'm interested to it. Would it have been an option for you as leader from EIS to ally with TFS?
I mean,
Or
it would make the most sense on the map for the best matchup. It's just I don't know. There's definitely a lot of bad blood there. I don't think they'd ever want to ally us. We aren't really thrilled with allying them. Uh, I mean, ever since they lost to us, they've been really bitter. They've been talking shit for 2+ seasons, and the first chance they get to fight us, they said we were carried by BXS and a bunch of other things. But the first chance they get to fight us, they avoid us and go to BXS. So, um, whatever, actions speak louder than words. But they talked like they wanted to fight, and so we were always going to take that fight, and we're happy to give it to them. And we are not getting that fight. It doesn't look like, not yet, anyway.
yeah, understandable. And I mean, I can say as a person who migrated in before that KVK and don't have all the history, for sure I kind of know the history because I was always watching the Generation 1 servers and their fights. So I saw it from an outside perspective, but I never had the insights, yes, and of the drama history, what happened before. But what I can say from my perspective coming in, it was when we entered that KVK and when you read up the world chat, when you see the Call of Dragons Discord, it kind of seemed be a impossible option, yes, that EIS and TFS as an ally in a KVK would kind of work out because there is sometimes too much history. And I think there would have been options. What could have been discussed? Yeah, it could be a free for all. Could have been an
We would
option.
have discussed it. I don't know that we would have came to any agreement, but we would have at least discussed allying TFS if it made the matchmaking the best, and we would have gotten the best PvP. Because at the end of the day, this is a game and we're trying to have fun in it, right? But
Exactly.
um, we would at least discuss it, but I can't promise it would have turned into anything.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, and what I think is kind of a little bit sad in that story, that there was not really a Diplo talk going on like I know that normally in front of KVKs. I mean, I was never in Diplo talks, but what I heard from my servers I played before, they came all together on a server. Then every Diplo responsible person from each alliance was there, and it was discussed together what could be the possible matchups, which one suits best, how you can balance it out best. And I mean, that process obviously didn't happen. Yeah. So, what would you like to have seen differently in the whole Diplo process?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't really care. Diplo is part of the game, and it's how it goes. Like, if they wanted to make this matchup how it is, at the end of the day, it's. I always say it's on our team to make a win. It's on our team to do their job. So at the end of the day, we just have to figure out a way to try to win. And at the end of the day, like if Diplo's not always going to go your way, it'd have been nice if everyone like talked it over and found out a good matchup for PvP. But again, I don't really care about that. Like it's more funny to me after the fact that everyone's like crying, their members are crying and complaining, and oh, you don't want to fight us in the zone, and TFS is running to BXS after they said they were gonna come fight us. So there's all that drama there that makes it funny to me that they didn't talk to us. So that's the only reason I care they didn't talk to us is like oh they're crying and complaining about all that stuff. But at the end of the day, like people are gonna make whatever diplomacy they think works best for their team, and diplomacy is part of the game, and so we just have to overcome the challenge if there's a lopsided matchup that comes our way. So I don't really mind or that diplomacy went another way. I think it's at the end of the day it is what it is, and then we're just happy to work with it.
If you could have,
But
yeah.
we'll do the best. We'll do the best strategy we can from there based off of the matchups as they are, right?
Yeah, I mean that is a good point. I see that much in World Chat going on, different opinions, whatever. But I mostly stay out of World Chat, so I probably miss 90% of the stuff because I'm never there.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's more healthy. But when I look in, there's a lot of, and I think, and that is kind of maybe, and that is for sure my personal opinion. But I think they decided very early, yeah, in the process after the KVK was announced that they wanna make that non-aggression pact, that they kind of wanna ally together. So at the end, then for sure, EIS allied with BXS because that is the only way to make it nearly even.
Oh
But
yeah, we're not gonna 2v1 TFS at Noir. We're not gonna do that.
yeah, and I think that they have now to make they have now. I mean, they made their decision. They want to go with that matchup. Yes, TFS and Noir against EIS and BXS, and I think now they have to let our leaders do the decisions how we do our strategy. I mean, it is still a strategy game, Call of Dragons. It's not like everyone fight for wars. It doesn't matter at the end. We just throw our troops. It has to be a strategy behind it. And I mean, BXS and EIS talked a lot, and they have their plans. We can't share, and we won't share them yet. That is for sure. But I think that is now how we have to live with it, and I think it will be still exciting. But I have a question to you. If you could have choose, what would be your preferred KVK pairing allies in our matchup? Would you have gone for free to all? Would you have any other matchup with allies you would have if you could decide it by your own? Yes, what
Uh,
would you have choose?
yeah. I mean, I guess it's a little hard to say, but with the relationships as they were, I would say that a free for all was probably the best scenario we were gonna get, which would equate to the best fighting possible. So I think that would be the key scenario there that would make the most sense in that situation. If we took all feelings and everything out of it, and there was no bad feelings between anyone, we are brand new teams, we all loaded in. The most balanced and matchmaking that would make sense on paper statistically would be EIS and TFS versus Nor and BXS.
Okay, thank you for that input. I think that kind of would have changed, but I think you said it really good earlier. The Diplo was made, and what I have the greatest respect for you how you always take that. It was not like that you were annoyed or anything, or after it was announced. I mean, everyone was kind of surprised that Noir and EIF, Noir and TFS, sorry, that they made that ally or that nap so early. But you were the person from the beginning on. You said, "Now it is what it is. Now we deal with it." You got into the talks with BXS. Was easy because you know each other. You played together. I think that can be kind of a little bit of benefit on this side, EIS, BXS too. That you know each other well. You know how
Mhm.
to communicate. You know, yeah, the play style, everything, and especially how to play together as team. And I think now it's kind of we have to see how it goes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Now it's just about showing up and fighting, and the best teams win. They definitely have a big number and power and T5 advantage and troop advantage in their side. But I like our strategy, and as long as our activity is high and crazy, I think we got a good shot at it.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that already in the pre-event Brink of War. We had a good activity on the day one with rallying that trolls. I mean, it was tiring as fuck, but at the end, we had a good time and we showed that we have the activity and we showed that we can keep up. And I mean, that is what we kind of do right now. Yeah, keeping the vibes high, keeping the activity high, doing our best, and yeah. Anything else you want to say as your last words on that video? Anyone you want to give out? Now is your chance.
Oh, the pressure's on. Anything I want to say. Um, yeah, I'm excited. I hope our team comes with the crazy activity they've had so far, and like I said, I think we still have a shot at winning this. I don't think it's an unwinnable matchup. I do think the odds are heavily against us, and I wish there wasn't such lopsided matchup, but at the end of the day, I'm ready to fight it. Um, I don't mind anyone necessarily dodging us if TFS thinks that they lose to us and it's the best strategy to avoid us and that they don't really stand much of a chance against us. It would make more sense for them not to come to us, but it was just it was just so odd how they talked about locking us in zone 1 and how we were going to lose zone 2 and they were going to crush us, and they had talked for 2 seasons then to just also avoid us. So we built the TFS expecting some PvP. It's not looking like we're getting it, so we'll just bunker up and get ready for the big zone 3 fights.
Oh yeah, and I can really speak here for the team for EIS. I mean, I'm not long part of the team, but it feels much longer because what I can say, and people from the outside, you can never judge an alliance or people or leadership from the outside. You have to be inside an alliance to get your own opinion and your feeling how the vibes there are. And what I can say from my side, I was so warmly included from the beginning, and we have good activity. We have much fun over there. And I think it is no one's intention here in EIS to avoid anything or whatever. It is just like we trust our leadership and we believe in the strategy they make together. And at the end, I tell you that as a member, if we win or lose, I don't mind. As long as we give our best, when we show up, when when we give the fire and everything we have and we can, then we can call it a good season, yes? And if it means now we have to make the strategy like that, that it's the best for us, then you have our full trust. And that I can say you, and I think there I speak for a lot of members of EIS. We trust our king, we trust our leadership, and yeah, family vibes.
Yes, one big family.
So thank you so much, Dark. I appreciate you are so open and transparent with that stuff and sharing your view and perspective here. And I think also all the alliances, yes, TFS, Noir, BXS, everyone has his kind of own perspective, his own experience, and there is no 100% right or 100% wrong. There are just different
Yeah,
view on things and different perspective, and that's fine, yes? But we can
yeah.
stay respectful each other and try now make the best out of it. And I just wanted here to point out what is the perspective of EIS. And I'm sure maybe TFS and Noir have some other perspectives on that, some other view on that, and that's totally fine. And let me know in the comment below what you think about. I think the goal today of that interview was just. I'm happy Doug agreed. I said, "Hey, would you come to an interview?" And it was not like that he prepared here hours for an interview or everything. He was saying, "Sure, I come into your interview. You can ask me all questions. I'm transparent and I will give out the infos." And I appreciate that a lot. So big thanks to you.
Yeah, happy to have you as part of the family.
Yeah, thanks so much. So yeah, if you enjoy the content, make sure you drop a like on the video and yeah, subscribe to my channel for more content. I will keep you updated here on the biggest KVK in COD history. And even if it maybe takes a little bit time, but I'm sure we will get our fights. So have a beautiful day, everyone. Happy gaming and much love, your princess.